And a lot has been said against me regarding how I treated, or my treatment, or how I treated the crimes here, especially drugs. Hindi lang naman ang sabi nila na marami ring namatay dito, yung mga kidnappers, hold-uppers, yeah. Especially people na nakikidnap tapos bigay na ng ransom ang pamilya, tapos patayin mo pa. Kaya pag pinatay mo, patayin rin kita, parang ganon. It's always an internecine thing. It goes round and round. Overlook ng ICC yan. It's not about drugs alone. A lot of people, when I was just nothing really to be noisy about, but I was only 3 months mayor when I had a very short out with the kidnappers from Cotabato. Nagkamali sila eh. They kidnapped a lady here, and she was kept somewhere sa Cotabato. After 1 month, nagkamali sila na kunin nila yung pera, ransom, plus kumain pa sila sa bahay ng yung victim. They did not know that I was already nasa baba na ako sa hagdanan, waiting for them to come out. So sinadya ko talaga yon. Sinadya ko talaga na patayin yung tatlo. Para sinabi ko na sa mga taga-Davao noon, sinong gustong sumunod? I'd be happy to. Well, yun ang, hindi naman ako nagyayabang, pero itong criminal, pati criminality, it has to be handled in a different way. It's almost uncivilized idiot. When you are a crime, you are abominable a creature in the community, and it really destroys the takbo ng syudad. Yun ang inuna ko talaga, yung mga kriminal. Sabi ko sa kanila, told them that there's a new mayor ako. I was a prosecutor, and noon nagpo-prosecute ako. Ngayon iba na, naghuhuli na talaga ako. Ngayon kung bigyan mo ako ng rason, give me a good reason for me to kill you, I will kill you. Galit talaga ako sa kriminal eh. Lalo na droga. You destroy a country. And you can see even in America, you can see the way things are now. And what is really very sad to me, Pastor, mabutit nakikinig sila, is that you not only embraced the crime, but you had to sustain it. Kasi yung unang nag-i-import dyan sa Amerika yung mga gangster, yung mafia nila, mga Cosa Nostra nila noon, yun ang unang nagbitaw ng droga. And of course, in over time, marami nang nakisawsaw. So the pimps sa mga prostitution, yung mga lahat na middlemen sumali na, and you have this thing if you go to the itong sa foreign news o dyan sa YouTube, makikita mo lahat kung ano ang nangyayari sa ibang bansa.
Grabe niya.
Ako naawa ako sa Amerika because they seem to be holier than thou. They adopted that kind of attitude noong unang pumutok itong Davao sa druga. Patayan doon, patayan dito. Totoo yan. Kasi marami na. The proliferation of drugs in the city at marami nang naging gonggong. So, sa kanila, they seem to apparently imbued with a sense of yung human rights without even thinking of what these criminals did to society. How they inflicted the wounds upon society. Hindi nila pakita nila yung listahan. Hindi nila tingnan sa likod how many families
victimized,
reduced to being dysfunctional, and families shattered, families caused the separation of husband and wife, and naging sumabog na yung pamilya. Hindi nila nakita yun. Nakita lang nila yung isang kriminal. And I would say to them, why are you so worried about the carcass? Are you not worried about the community itself? The society of Davao City? How can we grow and produce good citizens for tomorrow if we allow this thing to happen? If you allow drugs to... Sabi ko, hindi ako pwedeng ganun eh. Nung prosecutor ako, sabi ko, there were many cases minsan na-dismiss because yung hawak-hawak ko, instead of yung pinapalitan pa ng pulis ng pinapalitan pa ng tawas yung
sabu. Met.
So the corruption was massive, and even when I was president, in the entire Philippines, mayors, barangay captains, policemen were all into drugs. Few, at kukunti lang, military. Because the military, hindi kasi nakakalabas ng kampo. They do not allow you to go out of the camp without the permission of the camp commander. Kaya kung sabihin ng camp commander, stay put, do not go out. So, ang army, nandyan lang yan talaga sila sa loob. Unlike the police, the report for work, nagta-time in sila, whatever the machine is there, yung bandy clock or maybe a ledger, writing something that about their reporting that night for duty, and they go out to enforce the law. Ang nakasama talaga dyan, Pastor, the key there is the enforcement, the law enforcement. Because the police is tasked to enforce the law. And they are provided with a far-ranging powers of discretion. Kaya minsan itong mga police, pumapasok sila mismo. Sila na nag-take over. Patayin na lang nila yung mga dyan. Sila na. Sila na papatakbo. pera eh. So hanggang ngayon, still happening. It was happening yesterday, many years ago, still happening now. Kaya ang isang bantayanan talaga na medyo sakit sa ulo is to how to handle the police. Though I would admit na hindi lahat.
Yes.
Kunti lang yung mga scalawags eh. But still, they can make an impact on the image of the PNP itself as an organization. Masama kasi pakinggan yung ilang buwan na sila, ilang taon na bago mahuli kasi pulis nga. Kaya ang ano ko is really yung nasa taas, the higher echelons of the PNP somebody should look at it with maybe with a eagle's eye to sort out these scalawags and ang pulis kasi ang pumasok ng krimen, mahirap na. Mahirap talaga habulin. Mahirap habulin. Tsaka yung hindi lang alam mo ng ICC, you think that all those killings were perpetrated by government agents. You are wrong. Better still, you should be on the ground. Why don't you live here for about a year and a half and join the law enforcement agencies so that you would get the real thing about what is happening dito sa droga. It's a worldwide problem. It is one of the serious problems of America. Makita mo naman parang mga zombies talaga naglalakad.
Yeah.
Naawa ako sa kanila. I pity the Americans. Sabi ko, you know why? They could not do anything, and at the end of the day, they decided to embrace the crime itself, trafficking of drugs, and government is doing its
Supply.
share of giving the daily take of the